immediately increase the transport fare. But when the price drops, they do not take action immediately. So this needs the attention of the government, and the drivers are the ones benefiting actually from the reduction in the price of petroleum products. So the Ministry of Transport, as they have promised, they need to work on that. And quickly before we go to the line, the executive mansion released this statement. It says President Bouaka signs final directive on assets declaration to all government officials. His Excellency President Joseph Boakai Senior, President of Liberia, has signed a directive mandating all appointed government officials to comply with the Declaration of Assets requirements as outlined in the 2014 Code of Conduct. Despite repeated calls for compliance, several officials have failed to declare their assets within the required time frame, contravening Article 2, Section 10.2h of the Act to amend Section 5.2 and Section 10.2 of the 2014 Code of Conduct. The law stipulates an official appointed by the President shall declare his or her assets no later than 30 days after appointment. Failure to comply shall result in immediate suspension from office until full compliance is obtained. Failure to adhere to this directive undermines the core principles of good governance and public accountability. President Bouaka, therefore, has given all non-compliant officials a final deadline of 10 days, effective November 27, 2024, to complete and submit their assets declaration. Officials who fail to comply within the period will face immediate suspension from their respective positions as mandated by law until they meet the legal requirements. The President emphasizes administration's unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law and promoting transparency and accountability, ensuring accountability in public service. He urged all government officials to demonstrate integrity and accountability by adhering to this directive promptly. This action, the President said, reflects the administration's dedication to fostering a culture of transparency and trust in public service. So you see, the President is again asking his officials. The President is again asking his officials after stating the law. So this statement released by the executive mansion, they stated the law in it that an official appointed by the President shall declare his or her assets no later than 30 days after appointment. Failure to comply shall result in immediate suspension from office until full compliance. But it has gone more than 10 months since officials took over. More than 10 months have gone out. But the President is again saying, go and declare as I gave you 10 days. If you don't do it now, then after 10 months, and you are quoting the law that in 30 days, so the President making his own law after violating the Code of Conduct, which was passed by the House of Representatives and signed by the President. The law created, they violated, they have gone with impunity. So after stating, so we cannot be doing this. If you call for transparency, if you want transparency, you must focus on that aspect of transparency in enforcing the law. You said the law said, you stated in the statement that the law said after 30 days, but 30 days passed long time ago. We have gone more than 10 months, or nearly 10 months now into the administration. And some officials have not declared their assets. And the President is still asking them, oh, you're going to declare asset. Some of you have failed to declare asset. And he has the authority given to him to take action against those people. This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign of ensuring that accountability prevailed. So people violated the law. You're supposed to suspend it. You did not suspend it. And you're still giving them grace period, one grace period after another, one grace period after another. Why should we continue to do this? Where is the promise to fight against corruption and ensure accountability? But you are still giving out grace period. This is not something good, Mr. President. I think you need to be strong enough in taking action instead of continue to extend time, as it relates to some of these issues. So let's take a few calls at 8:15. We'll be taking our guests from the National AIDS Commission here on the OK Morning Rush on OKFM 99.5. The show is also being streamed live on YouTube. So you can please check on OKFM on YouTube, or you just check on our page on Facebook. There's a link there which will direct you strictly to our YouTube page, and you can subscribe. That will be very, very important for us. So call us this morning on 0777 700 995, 0555 995 995 to be live this morning on the show, and WhatsApp line is 0555 026 995. Let's hear from our first caller this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Same call.
Let's hear you.
It has to do with this transportation issue. I heard the spokesman, but he did not call the attorney asking to call the helpline for some of us who don't have it. At least we can please.
Okay. So I think I will text him so he can just send it to me now and announce it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's hear from another person on this line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Let's hear you, please.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Henry M. Green. I joined the comfort station from Renaissance this morning. I listened to all of your correspondence this morning concerning about the petroleum prices in the various countries, more especially the three to four countries that we should be mentioned to. But you know what just beat my imagination is if gasoline price can be in the 600s, way in Lima County, then where you're bombing is still in the 700s. For what reason? Our Western drivers, because for me, I'm from the West. Our Western drivers, they are very wicked on us. We are starting like always ride this guy to go. More experience from Kidman. I think you need to call. You need to call your correspondent from Robertsport and Dallas Fort Worth as well. For the affecting the price in Kidman.
Okay.
Yeah, because the people they seriously corrupting us on the identical rule. And let me just conclude on this identical access come from our article documentation in which President Barker has just brought out. I think President Barker has supported you 100%, and there's no way for me to revise my decision. Even today, you appear on identical ballot people, I will vote for you. But I think this identical of President Barker, you say, why should you give the identical for 9 months clause? They went against the code of conduct. Why you can't suspend them, Mr. Barker or President Barker? You need to do this. But anyway, we are not disappointed. We are not disappointed. We face them with the conviction and courage that you can make the better.
Okay, thank you. So these are the hotlines for the transport from the transport ministry. So when the driver is charging you above what the Ministry of Transport has regulated, these are the numbers to call. So take your pen and paper. 0775 696652. 0775 696652. 0888 94 0888 394908. Let me call that again. 0888 394908. So those are the hotlines, Ministry of Transport hotlines you can call. Let's hear from this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm Frank. I'm calling you from Kansas Street in the morning. Yeah, for me, I know the government is doing well, but I want the government to speed up because the transportation said the government not been giving out education to the public, the awareness. That we agree are going your car for your way. The government told me to 200 for you. How I agree with the government? So I just forced to get the money because there's no education, there's no awareness. So the government have to come to this.
So more should be done in terms of awareness.
So have a speed up.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you. This person, let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, Joseph Daniel.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
So with that, we are called from the FA. So I'm hearing the spokesperson for transport saying that listing has been absent August. I think if he says that it will be unfair, because the last time he was on OKFM, he spoke about certain threshold that prevent the Ministry of Transport for reducing transportation fare. So how can he possibly say that reduction has been out since August of this year? These people can be sincere to the laboratory. Now, the issue of enforcement, it comes two ways. The government will have to do its part, and we who commute will have to do our part. Daniel, if you sit in a vehicle and you...
Oh, I didn't cut you off. I don't know how you went off, but let's take this person quickly. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. I'm George Watkins Jr. and I'm from Johnsonville this morning.
Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, my brother, you see, the statement coming from the president telling his official to declare an asset is so disappointing and frustrating. You as a president, you will not be there, and then your appointee continue to defy you, and then you're making it to look like you are begging them or you are pleading with them to declare that.
President Baga still give you another grace period.
What I'm saying is mandatory upon them to declare their asset. You cannot appoint them and then you turn around, you be pleading with them to declare the asset as though it is an agreement you and they or you beg it. Look, the thing is so disappointing, man. Mr. President, you need to stay on your ground. Everyone say those people who refuse to declare the asset, everyone say all of them should be gone.
Okay.
Should we go? I don't know why the president is begging everyone to declare asset to declare. When they do that, it's mandatory, it's in the law. Thank you for the time, my brother.
Thank you as well. Let's take two more. Our guests, hope our guests can come in now so we can go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
You see, when it comes to the transportation fare...
Please call your name and where you are calling us from.
Oh, okay. I'm JB Kuku calling from the Tony Street. When it comes to the transportation, look, when we sit down and allow, people to override us, the government has played a part. They reduce the price of gasoline. Then, they put the list up. But there are people from Bomi, they are very lazy. When I go in Bomi, I can pay $400. When I get there, I put the money in your hand. Oh. If you want for all the safety, the free state of nature will do it. You jump on me, if you beat me, you beat me. I say what you are.
But there should be some sort of enforcement. You can't be enforcing your own law.
We the citizen have to do it. We the citizen, if I give you your money, and some of them don't look at it, the other papi smile. What they did, not everybody.
Okay.
Everybody did not. When you give them the money, that the other man is very small. They will just put it in their pocket, they turn their bill. But the lazy people, the lazy one, you will pay the 500, 700, 800 for what?
Thank you. Let's take the last one. Our guests are already here. Good morning.
Mr. Daniel, good morning.
Quickly, you are our last caller.
Let me say good morning to His Excellency President Baga. Sama data from Brooklyn this Sunday. So, like you guys have said, including all the callers, I think the Ministry of Transport has to do more. We can have, petroleum prices coming down, you have road reducing or coming down, you see how transportation high up. I think it's frustrating, they have to do more. And the time what I make giving this person, we will not listen to that. We will not get 2 more, 3 more. So the issue about the president, though, some of us that the president will sacrifice for him, we are not yet to be getting put down now, which is documented. Before you put public office, you have to declare assets, you have to reserve for your party. The president will not be begging the people. The president will not be having any talent or grace care for people who are here pushing about the free change, they get a power now, they want to be under the new order.
Thank you.
Issue because of violation of the law.
Okay, thank you. Let's hold you there and take this commercial and go straight into our guest.
Everything cool. Don't start time. wine, the taste of pride, so smooth, so fine. From coast to coast, we are feeling free. Lone Star beer for you and for me.
Hey, baby, what are you talking about?
It's Lone Star beer.
Where can I find Lone Star beer?
Lone Star beer is available in shops, stores, and marketplaces, and is proudly brought to you by Soso Premium. For sales and inquiries, call your number +231 555 364105. Lone Star beer. Drink responsibly for 18 years and above.
For my African girls, then my American girls, then my European girls, then come and dance on a dance floor.
Okay, welcome back to the OK Morning Rush on OK FM 99.5. My name is Joseph Daniels. I'm here with you this morning. So we're going to be having a very interesting conversation because it's something that matters to everyone. We have officials here from the National AIDS Commission. We have Mr. Zuba T. Morba. He is the Director for Decentralization at the National AIDS Commission. We'll have Evans Adofo. He is the Executive Director of Stop AIDS in Liberia. We have T. Dea Yemplu. He is IC and BCC Officer. We get all the acronym from him, the focal person in Liberia. So let's start with you. You just call your name for those who are monitoring via our live Facebook page to match the name with the face. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Didier Yemplu. I work for the National AIDS and STI Control Program as the Information Behavior Change Officer, which is the IEC-BCC.
Okay, so what the IEC-BCC means?
Information Behavior Change.
Okay.
And Behavior Change Communication and Counseling.
Okay.
And also, I'm the focal person for Liberia when it comes to oral PrEP, the preventive drugs that is available for HIV prevention.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to you.
So first, like you rightly said, I represent the commission. My name is Zuati Malva Senior, and I serve as the Director for Decentralization and County Support at the National AIDS Commission of Liberia. So I work with the commission, and I serve as one of the directors there.
Okay, let's hear you as well.
So my name is Evans L. Adofo. I work as the Executive Director for Stop AIDS in Liberia, one of the partners serving the national response since 1998.
Okay, so we will start this morning with because every year December 1 is known as World AIDS Day, and that is when I usually do my AIDS test, my HIV test, not AIDS test. My HIV test, I do that every year December 1. Is that something advisable for everyone?
No, it's not, because if your HIV test should be done every 3 months, provided if the test is becoming negative when you do it the first time. So you repeatedly do that every 3 months. Okay. So it's not advisable.
So to do it after
every December 1 to do your HIV test. Okay.
So so this morning we'll be focusing our discussion on the National AIDS Commission, and we'll talk about the 2024 World AIDS Day commemoration in Liberia. We're going to talk more about that. So let me start the conversation with Morba, because he is directly from the National AIDS Commission. How's the institution doing under the new leadership?
Well, we thank God for our new leadership. We think so far so good. They've started so well. They are quite on course, and we're hoping that they will continue from where they started and will continue to go. But I must admit, we have a very potent staff right now, especially at the level of the commissioners, followed by also the director and all other staff of the commission. We think we are on a new footing now for this new era.
Okay, you are the Director of Decentralization,
sure.
And that is a very serious issue in Liberia for almost all institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a challenge for you as well in terms of decentralizing the commission?
Yes, especially for the commission. We think it's a challenge. It has been a challenge from time to time. even before I got there, and even while I'm there right now, it's still a challenge more, especially in terms of vehicle and logistics. We are very much challenged. We've got a lot of the programs in Monrovia here. We've got some counties offices already, about 6 of them. We engaged six counties that we got offices in. But we anticipate hopefully by the end of this year or before this year ends, let me see, by December next month, we're hoping that we can open at least 1 or 2 more new offices back in the country. So we got the logistic challenges, we got financial challenges, and we're still hoping that donor will see the reason, and even our own government have promised already that they will even do more to help us digitalize our activities in the program. I mean, at the commission, because everything we do, we are doing here in Monrovia. As we can always say, Liberia is not Monrovia alone. We also should be doing similar thing in the counties. Why it's true that people who are coordinators in the counties are also doing programs and activities there, but we got some programs formatted directly for the counties, and that's my own portion of the work. Right now, I supervise about 6 other persons in the counties, in 6 different counties. But every day I had to go to see what they're doing there. I got to come on supervision trips and the rest of it. As we speak right now, I'll be very frank with you. Vigo is one of our challenges. We need to go in the field almost every day. As I speak, we're hoping that we can go in the field and come back before the Christmas if we get the funding or we got vehicles.
Okay. Coming up later, we'll talk more about the status of HIV, the HIV programs we have in Liberia, and where are we now, where are we heading in terms of reducing it. But let me come to Yemplu to talk about the background of the, what is day? How did this day come about, and why is it significant?
What is it came about from a proclamation from the WHO and UN is that
can you come closer?
Every year, there should be the celebration of people living with HIV to create more awareness and bring people on board when it comes to knowing their status. To also reduce the issue of stigma and discrimination among those populations. So every year, as Liberia, we fund the National AIDS and STI Control Program are charged with the responsibility of working with National AIDS Commission to creating more awareness, working with health facilities, working with CSOs to make sure that the information about HIV reaches the length and breadth of the country. And moreover, NACP came into being after our first case of HIV in 1986. The year followed 1987, NACP was established on the Ministry of Health to look into all HIV and STI cases. So since then, NACP has been very functional when it comes to creating more awareness. Although years back, we have been slow on the issue of awareness because there were other priority diseases that came like Ebola and COVID. So the national program was unable to create more awareness like we have been doing past years. So we tried this year to do a lot through the help of the media that we can reach out to many people in understanding what is HIV, how people get HIV, because the issue of HIV brings about stigma, and stigma is about people don't know or have forgotten the modes of transmission. So if I'm not aware of the mode of transmission, I will stigmatize it because I feel that hearing that you just have HIV, I shouldn't be coming around you. And we also want to clearly say to people that they should know the difference between HIV and AIDS, because we currently understand a lot more people just say like, oh, it doesn't get AIDS, and they are different, HIV. So we have a target from WHO that is established or carried out to all countries. For we will talk about that later on in the program. But the good news for Liberia, we have prevention and we have medication that cause a lot of people to be virally suppressed, meaning that people can spread HIV through that.
Okay, so before we talk about what you are doing in terms of fighting HIV, I'd like for us to get into where we are. What's the status of HIV in Liberia? And I think, Evans, you can take on that.
Okay, so thank you very much again. So there have been a lot of progress amidst the challenges my colleagues mentioned, and we are also having innovation in terms of next steps too, because our global obligations to end HIV as a public health threat by 2030. But as a country and with support from our MENA international partners, because all of the funding for our national response is dependent largely on donor support. We're very small commitment coming from the government, and that's one of our major challenge we have. So with the support of our partners and other local CSO who are implementing our partner with the national response, we have a global target of 95. And what does that mean? That is 95% of those who are HIV positive should know their status. If you know your status, you must be on your treatment. If you're on your treatment, you must have a suppressed viral load after 6 months, provided if you are adherent. So as a country, we have been able to make some strive to achieving that. So currently we are at 80% on the first 95.
So we are 80-95.
Yes.
80 out of 95.
Yes.
Percent that we're supposed to achieve.
Yes. So the second 95 we're at 98%. And the
is that a step up or is that a reduction?
It's a step up, but there will be analysis after I tell you that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean everything is okay because you see the number either have exceeded or we are at the particular number it is. At the last 95, we are also at 95. But what does that mean is that if you see the 80 and 98, that means there's a gap. That means people still do not know that HIV status, and that's something we want to accelerate moving forward to get to 2030. And to do that, like what we're doing here this morning, providing information and awareness is very important. And we need to dismantle some of the myth and misbelief that people have gotten about HIV over the years. So some of the progress we've made is that before, people were taking more than 5 different medications at different interval of time if you're positive. And you can imagine how much trouble you have to go through to take one medication at 8 o'clock. Then you got wait 12:15, you take one in the afternoon. Then 3:30, you take another one. So that was a struggle for people in terms of adherence. So WHO and other partners have changed that regimen. Now we have what we call TAD, which is the single dose. You just have to decide to take it 8 o'clock in the morning. You take it, you're going for the day. If you want to take it in the evening, you are going for the day. And that's one. We also have what we call the U=U. So U=U is untransmissible, undetectable equal untransmissible. That is, if you're HIV positive and you're adhering to your treatment, you are virally suppressed, you cannot transmit the virus to anybody.
Okay.
You understand? Provided if you are adhering to your treatment. And the other one, which Dia will talk about more, is the issue about PrEP. So PrEP is a pre-exposure prophylaxis. Is that medication that you take that prevents you from contracting HIV. It do not prevent you from other STIs.
It's almost like a vaccine.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like a preventive, package.
But it has to be regular?
Yes, there's a way you take it. Like I said, Dia mentioned more, but the only thing, we cannot give you PrEP if you are not been tested.
Okay.
Yes.
So you will have to be negative
before you get on PrEP.
Before you get on.
You can't be positive and be on PrEP. If you're positive, you must be on your ARVs.
Okay. Morag, would you like to talk more of some of the programs also that the Commission is undertaking in helping to fight against HIV?
Okay, we like Vanessa said from the onset, as we heard Yvonne saying, we also depend greatly on our CSO, like the group is heading currently. NSCP is also a government partner, the one who the institution where TS come from, working along side with us as a government, as NAC. Now, that where people get confused most of the time, up to date, people still confuse NACP and NAC. NACP is the National AIDS Control Program. That is a program under the Ministry of Health responsible for HIV in this country. They are more like dealing with clinical issues, treatment and care. Okay, and we from the Commission side, we are dealing mostly with the survey, with the laws, we're dealing with administrative issues mostly. And so most of the time people get a mix up. We are the Commission, we are autonomous, established since 2010 under the Ellis regime. Okay, at the time they are telling you, NSCP started a long time, many years back, we had the first case of AIDS in this country diagnosed from Lofa County. Okay, since that time, from 1986, they were always heading the AIDS, the HIV response until 2010, when the Commission was formed. It was formed by the National Army out of National Legislature, and since then we've been working side by side. So we are all into this fight together. So specifically for what we're here for, I want to emphasize, especially for the Warriors Day, couple of days ago, we just started the first activity. We got some pre-activities before the December 1st or 2nd. Now, we started by conducting what we call the conference, the press conference to announce activities.
That's part of the activities for the World AIDS Day.
Yes, of
I'll
course.
come to you to talk more about that shortly. I just want to get the understanding about the level we are at currently. Do we have statistics on where we are in terms of how many people in Liberia are living with HIV, how many are on treatment, and the demography as well, like females, male, children? The last time the World Children's Day, the UNICEF head was talking about children being affected by HIV and AIDS.
So I can tell you quite frankly from the 95, what it means when we say 80, 98, and 95 as well. But also, we got approximately between 39,000 plus person living with HIV. And all of that number, there are a cross-section of the numbers I can't predict right now. I'm sure Dia will also help in more details on that. And
so, about 39,000.
About 39,000
in Liberia.
Yeah, that are recognized, that know the status, know the HIV status already. And that number, like you said, 80% already. We've already gone 80% ahead of that. And we've also got children living with HIV. We got it by sex. And NSCP will give you some breakdown when it comes to the figures. I don't want to mix it up. But they are wrong. But when it comes to stigma and discrimination, I think we got some gains. Having HIV in Liberia, many years ago, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was like a cross or even a death sentence.
Yeah.
But for long now, with the involvement of a lot of medication, good medication, pregnant, you name it, people, I think that's going a bit far ahead now.
Okay, Dia, can you come in from right there?
Yeah, so I'll just step in from right there. So when it comes to the public, we want to be careful by putting numbers up of those infected with HIV because we want to see how people want to run it. But on the overall, we'll give you that raw statistic, like Mr. Motba has said. These are people that are actually on medication, that have been tested, that are currently on medication for HIV. And out of that number, we have a good number of them that are actually adhering to their medication. And like you heard Ivan's talking about the last 95, that 95 speaks about those people that are on their medication and that have been tested testing the viral load, and then they realize that they are virally suppressed, is they are 95%. So those 95% number, these are people that will not spread HIV through having unprotected sex. But the other rest, and for which we do have serious work to still do because we have to reach the first 95, which is 80, including all of us who need to be tested. Not like you that want to do a test every December.
Right? It has to be regular.
Yeah, it has to be regular. So,
but I actually, so it also comes down to awareness because I didn't know that it is important to really get it after 3 months. But there are some people who have not even got tested.
Yeah, so we want to keep that. We want to keep that number as it is for the public, and we want to also say this to the public that the guys was saying the calendar event. Currently, this entire week, beginning today, there will be massive awareness and testing being carried out. The team are currently at the Ministerial Complex. That's where they will work the entire day today. And then on Friday, they will be at Miami Beach, providing testing, condoms, and those eligible for PrEP will also be provided to them. And on Saturday, we will be at the PHP Park, creating more awareness and demand creation and condom use and PrEP distribution, or those are eligible. Saturday, the team will be at Park Upping. Saturday the team will be on Park Upping, and that's where Park Upping Junction that will be. And on Sunday, the team will be at PHP. And on Monday, there will be a parade, 7:30 from 11th Street straight to the Invisible Park, where the team will also be set up to create awareness and testing be going on there. So we want to also talk about The prevention, we already talked about the most people will have HIV, and that's the things that we actually have forgotten. People will get HIV, get exposed to HIV by getting in touch with those four main body fluids. That is someone that is infected with HIV, having unprotected sex with someone that is already infected with HIV, and a mother that is infected with HIV could also pass the virus onto her unborn child through breastfeeding, delivery, and during pregnancy. And we also do want to create more awareness about people that use injectables. These are ways in which people also will have HIV if someone uses that injectable that already been infected, and another person uses that. So these are modes of transmission that people get HIV. And then we also want to talk about the prevention. That is, back then we used to say ABC, abstain from sex until you are married, be faithful to one.
But that's not working.
You must say that.
It doesn't work.
It's not a reality.
It's not a reality, right?
Okay.
Especially among younger people.
Especially. So someone will say, I'm faithful, right? I have full girlfriends, I see you 1 o'clock, I see her 3 o'clock. So he is available to see them the specific time he wants to see them. So he's faithful to time. So the entire ABC didn't really help us to getting our numbers and what we are today. So currently we have the condoms that will prevent you from getting HIV and prevent you from getting STIs. So we doing that. And then with the pressing of this one PrEP, the world they are trying their best to reach us to a certain number. Like currently we have medication for tuberculosis. So the world is trying actually to see how we can get that. Now they have a medication that prevent you from getting HIV before you get exposed.
That is very much important. That's a very very good breakthrough for the fight against HIV. But let me go to Evans, and you mentioned that it is important to check your status every 3 months. Can you explain to us why is it that important?
Okay, so initially, if you do your first HIV test, it becomes negative. The reason why we say come back after 3 months for us to do another test is because when the virus enters your body, it doesn't just start working right away. It's like you're in a warfare, you're trying to take over a territory, then you set up to start advancing. So when the virus comes into your body, you find it somewhere to sit, then start doing all the things I have to do to break you down. So in that process, what we call the window period, possible that last time I had sex with a condom, I do my test this morning, it wouldn't show that I have HIV because it just last night. It would also be a week ago I would have sex with a condom, and after 1 week I do my test, I wouldn't have it wouldn't show that I have HIV. So that's why we encourage people to come after every 3 months, especially we are like we're speaking in the reality. Not every time people use condom for sex, but sometimes they move. For example, if you're under the influence of alcohol, you wouldn't be thinking that you want to use. Now you see people doing push and all those things. When you take those things in your mind, and you think you're alcohol.
Yeah.
Once you have that sexual feelings, you just want to satisfy that appetite at that time. So that's why we encourage people to come after every 3 months to do your HIV test.
And the test is absolutely free.
Free. Anywhere you go, they charge you. Come to the National AIDS Commission and report that. Even the medication is free. So anybody who's HIV positive and you're buying medication, go to NACP and report that case. Come to the National AIDS Commission and report. Even come to OKFMBA and report, and we get that information further up on that. The trust is absolutely free. It's been paid for by the Global Fund, and nowhere in Liberia people are supposed to sell HIV medication.
Okay.
In addition to what Ivan has said, the issue of HIV prevention is key, and the way in which we have sex, people won't get infected. That's why the issue of the window period comes in. Our immune system are different. You may have 1+ malaria, they are running with you in an ambulance, but I could have 3+ malaria, but I walk to the facility and get tested and say, oh, you have 3+ malaria. So the window period lasts for 3 months. So from the day you got infected to the time the body has produced antibodies to fight HIV, until then, your test will continue to remain negative. And the question you asked whether the medication is free, all HIV medications are very free, and the test is also free of charge. So you just need to get there, get tested, and then once your test is positive, you'll be enrolled in care. Nowadays, we are not letting people go back after testing and say, go come back tomorrow to get enrolled. No. Once you are tested today, you'll be enrolled the same day to maintain the virus in your blood so it can spread more faster.
Okay. So let me go back to Mr. Morba on this question. So according to the UNAIDS, between 2,000 to 3,700 children are living with HIV here in Liberia. What is the cause of that?
HIV, for that matter, the world over, it is not only unique to Liberia. HIV is a human, we call it the HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. It's a virus that can affect anybody at any level. So, when it comes to caring for children, especially when it comes to the HIV treatment, because of their ignorance, because of what they do, they play around, they do other things, they play other unsterilized instruments. Like, say for example, recently, children would use receptor wherever they will see it. And we can just never tell. Somebody infected with HIV, we will just probably use a blade, just chunk it anywhere around, especially when we go around the barbershop area. In case around it, we just play with those things. And when that person gets caught with that blade, as long as the bloodstream is still on that blade, it hasn't dried out yet, that child is automatically going to get infected. So you see, there are a lot of other ways we can get infected by HIV. It can be outside, besides sex. So kids are just vulnerable for that. And even if you're a kid, your baby or your child, HIV does not have boundaries. It ain't care how you look like, how you so handsome, how you so beautiful. It can affect them by any time. I will always say HIV is everybody's business, and we all should take care. And so the way you and I, as mature people, would prevent some things, the kids will never do that. As we speak right now, you and I, even that, like I said, I'm not in Liberia, but we know that children born onto us, and even our grandchildren now, children start having sex so early. All over the kids, it's around the place. There's no more time. We used to talk about ABC before. How many of us, even during our days, how many of us even went to, the last stage or the second letter, be faithful, of a faithful, only affected partner. Even up to now, we're still struggling with being faithful. So then what's about children, below us, below our ages? They're just vulnerable. And so that case will go very long. Even when you diagnose them, to start them on treatment is another process. A child will not easily take medicine every day. We're asking that question. Mommy or daddy, why am I taking this? And most times we don't want to tell the child the story beyond taking that medicine every day. So there's a lot of reasons why they'll always be disadvantageous as compared to the others.
And let me come to Evans to expand more on that, because looking at children, the children we are talking about between 0 to 14 years, having this number, and children always have weak immune system. What are programs that you have in order to prevent, children having, contracting the virus, and in terms of ensuring that they get the rightful treatment and they are able to take their treatment as well?
So the issue about children who are HIV positive is one of the biggest challenges we have in the national response. There are no support, there are no programs for them apart from going to a facility and getting medication, that's all. And some of these children, because of the way, the whole situation about HIV is, some of them have lost their parents, and they are gradually growing out from teenagers into, young adults where they'll be sexually active and all of that. So as part of this work we're having a dialogue with different stakeholders to be able to put forth this challenge to see how we can be able to solicit support for our different partners and for our government agency, other autonomous agencies like the LPRC, the Liberia Water and Sewer, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, all those income generating government agencies, to see how they can support, because these are our future leaders. And mind you, for us who do the direct implementation of this program, sometimes you go to the field, it becomes heartbreaking. You see children who are like 2, 3 years old, they have lost their parents, and there's no program. So we want to have individuals who are just trying to help, and it's not sustainable, and they cannot do as much as supposed to be done. So I don't know whoever, if there are individuals who are listening to us on this radio, if there are organizations, if there are institutions who are listening, we need support for our OVC's program, because currently we have no support. If you want to make a support, you can come to the National AIDS Commission, you can go to NSCP, you can contact us, our office at Staff AIDS in Liberia, wherever you want to. You just contact the different institution, or just come to the World AIDS Day program that day. You can just make your donation there. We'll have a team there that'll be ready to accept those. But our OVC's program is, nothing is happening, and it's not, for the kids, it's not just about taking the medication. There are nutritional stuff, that's also, applied. Before we used to have food for WFP, but it's been cut off.
So that must be a very huge challenge, because sometimes the parents cannot afford, some of them have lost
some of the
their parents.
caretakers too cannot even afford, even with that school thing. School has opened. A lot of them cannot go back to school because the person who has been taking care of them, maybe they are out of job now, and they do not have that funds to put them back to school. There are some of them who are struggling. They are trying with support from some kind of individuals. Some of them are in colleges now. Some of them are in high school, will be graduating soon. And some of the smaller ones, what we call the pediatricians, they are there, and we need to take care of them. And that's not only in Liberia, but that's a challenge with the national response in West and Central Africa.
Okay. This is the OK Morning Rush on OK FM 99.5. My name is Joseph Daniels. I'm hosting the Director for Decentralization at the National AIDS Commission. Also have he is Zuba Moba. Have Evans Adofo. He is the Executive Director of Stop AIDS in Liberia. Also have T. Deanyemplu. He's a focal person in Liberia for REC and BCC. We're talking about the World AIDS Day and talking about AIDS in general, HIV and AIDS in general in Liberia. Now, let me go back to the you were talking about the gains we have made in the awareness as it relates to HIV and AIDS, as before it used to be like a death sentence, stigmatization. How far are we pleased with where we are, or is there still a lot to be done in the awareness for stopping HIV and AIDS?
Yeah, so we are not satisfied with where we are, because we have targets set by WHO. We haven't met those targets, and this effort, this force is both the government and the citizen. We need to do more when it comes to creating awareness. We have slowed down on awareness, like I said earlier on, in the communities. So we want to get back to where we came from by doing those awareness, that people can understand the mode of transmission and accept people that are living with HIV. Because one of the key things we want to fight during the awareness is stigma and discrimination. If we can accept people living with HIV of who they are, and knowing that it's not spread by just having conversation, eating, holding hands, playing together, riding public cars, then we are moving somewhere else. So the mode of transmission, like I said, is easy. Just unprotected sexual intercourse. Once you know you're not having unprotected sexual intercourse with someone that may or may not be infected with HIV, you don't have any means of being afraid. Secondly, if you are not having any piercing instrument that someone have used around you that much closer, you don't have any means of being afraid of that. And we also encourage all pregnant women to visit and give birth at the facility, because at the health facility you will be you'll be placed in the prevention of mother-to-child transmission care, where the nurses will take care of you when it comes to do your HIV test and make sure that if you are positive, you'll start the treatment right away to save the child, the unborn child that you'll bring forth to earth, so that you reduce the issue of children under age being infected with HIV. We realize that some communities or some individual will have they don't usually go to hospital when they are pregnant. So they will either give birth somewhere else, and then the breeding comes back to the facility. And now it's mandated that every pregnant woman that gets to a hospital, you will be tested for HIV. Now we have in country the syphilis dual test. That test kit checks for both HIV and syphilis in your pregnant woman.
Okay.
And she also benefit through that if she's positive of syphilis, her partner also benefit from that. And currently, like next year, we want to introduce the triple elimination, wherein we'll be doing one test for HIV, HIV, hepatitis B, and then syphilis in pregnant women. So we're trying as a country to move a little bit faster. Other countries are ahead of us, and we are behind. So we just need the public to understand that HIV is a human immune deficiency virus that will get through unprotected cells and rest of it. And the AIDS is when the person is sick of that virus, where they're not on treatment and the rest of it. And the good thing is that someone that have AIDS, once the opportunity infection are treated, they bounce back and they only have HIV, they're not sick. So once you see someone or you just hear the person get HIV and the person not sick, please, that person don't have AIDS. That person have HIV. Yeah, so that's one of the key things. So as soon as we hear, oh, the person is tested HIV positive, we run with it, say the person have AIDS. But HIV doesn't have no signs and symptoms. It's the AIDS that have the signs and symptoms because the person start getting sick. So these are things we need to understand. These are things we're trying to push out. That we can understand that.
Okay, so I'll just ask two more questions. I'll come back to Mr. Mobile to talk more about, just summarize about the activities of World AIDS Day. But let me come to you from the CSO angle. The head of UN AIDS released a statement ahead of World AIDS Day, December 1. And this is what she said. She said, despite huge progress made in the HIV response, human rights violations are still preventing the world from ending AIDS. And she said that when girls are denied education, when there is impunity for gender-based violence, when people can be arrested for who they are or who they love, when a visit to health service is dangerous for people because of community they are from, the result that people are blocked from being able to access HIV services that are essential to save their lives and end AIDS pandemic. So, human rights is an issue in the fight against HIV, according to the head of UN AIDS. Is that a challenge for us in Liberia?
Yes, it is a challenge, and this is one of the most sensitive things that we do in our work in building partnership with government and other agencies. We all live in a small society, especially looking at the population of our country. So there are people who our laws criminalizes, and these are people who are high risk in terms of HIV and AIDS. For example, sex workers, girls or men who have sex for money, they have sex every day. We go to entertainment centers to see them. But in our law, there's no protection for in our work, because we also use the human rights-based approach. We don't say prostitute or what we call in our common library terms, kokocho. See those are comments that are degrading. So we see sex workers. So there are no policy that provide any protection for them. That's why you see they get beaten in the street. Men will sleep with them, don't want to pay their money, and all of that. And because they are high risk, there's no protection. Sometimes they do not want to come out to access these services when they are available. You know what I'm saying? There are also people in mining communities, that have all of these issues. That rights are not respected, the rights are not violated, it's not being protected. The laws criminalizes them. They are different group. They are transgender people. They are men who have sex with men. Different groups that are high risk of contracting HIV
and that is a serious issue because our laws in Liberia clearly speak against LGBTQ.
But because we use the public health approach to the work that we do, we cannot say, okay, we'll only give DR treatment, we'll not give treatment. Okay, we'll give this person treatment, we'll not give the other person treatment. So we have to provide treatment for everybody. But because we have laws on our books, there's no policy that protects the people. For us to get them to come to access this service, it becomes difficult. And that's where we see how hard stigma and discrimination is across the communities that work in. Mind you, we have different approaches to the work because we want to reduce because of these factors. So now, people who are HIV positive, you don't have to go to the facility to collect your medication. We have our PEs and PNs who can take it to you. Like you have to OKFM. If you connected one PE, they can go to your facility, collect your drugs, and come in your office. You're not knowing the person bringing it here to you. Be asking, oh, what is he bringing to you? What is that? All of that. We also have pharmacists around, we're piloting that in Monserrado, and we see it working well. So there'll be a growing expansion to other counties. Well, you just go work in the pharmacy, and you get your code, you tell the person that they give you a medication. Nobody know you go collect HIV and no medication, and all they know you go to buy drugs in the pharmacy. Then we also have outlets, what we call the DSD outlets, at different, maybe partners' offices. Maybe at my office, someone come, you think they just come to visit me, but they come to collect that HIV medication, nobody knows. So we are employing all of this because of those barriers that we have. Discriminatory laws, there's no laws and policy that protects, different groups of people and all of that. And the other challenge is men. Women have better health-seeking behavior than men. You just confirm that to say you only wait for December 1st, but that's the reality. So just tell me how many other men out there that are waiting for December 1st.
Or that do not do it at all.
And before December 1st, what all they have done? Like long-distance drive, people leave driving from here, Maryland, they're going across to Guinea and coming back. Market women who doing cross-border trade, you go to Sierra Leone, who knows what's happening across there? But you come back here, you come with your husband, you come back to him, and all those things there, or your boyfriend, and all of that. And the other way the virus spread very fast. We know the economic situation in our country. People can be joking, yeah, because me, I got a boyfriend can fix my hair, my papa can do this, the one can buy my gas. They're not just doing that free. That's an exchange.
Free, of course.
In that process, and sometimes some men will tell you, okay, I'm not using condom, but I'll get you $500. You know what they bring you with that 500 after. So you take that 500, then you carry your rest of their life,
Okay.
So that's
just in addition to that, one of the group that is more at risk is the uniformed service personnel.
Okay.
That include the police, the army.
They are always far from home.
Yes, they are always far from home. They are always running things. So these are people that the HIV rate, the last RBBSS study shows that the HIV rate among them is increasing. So one quick update, you are saying for the prevention, I want to talk about a little bit. We currently have the PrEP in country. The PrEP is there for only negative people.
Okay.
PrEP is only given to those that are tested HIV negative.
Is it sufficient to cater for all Liberians?
It is at some point because currently, like what Ivan was saying, we have issue of men testing.
Okay.
Even if they say, Saturday, every man that come to the facility get 3 beer or 3 staff, it'll go on for a while, and then after a while, the guy will change new venue, new activity. So, yes, we have those issues. So PrEP we have close to 8,000 persons currently using PrEP in Liberia. Okay. And it's actually going well. And the good news is that by this year, we're only doing the pills. You take the tablet. But next year, hopefully, we'll be having the injectable in country, wherein you take it for 3 months, so you get one injection, it'll carry you for 3 months, and then
you go back.
Yes, and so with the PrEP, you take it before sexual intercourse, so you are fully covered. You won't have HIV, but only HIV it protects.
Only HIV.
They don't
so
protect STIs.
All the other infections.
They don't protect you from getting someone child pregnant.
Okay, so what we'll do after the course then, before we leave, then you will remind us of the activities that we cover. But let's take calls now on 0777 700 995 0555 995 995. This morning, we're discussing HIV and AIDS as we prepare to celebrate World AIDS Day on December 1 here in Liberia. Let's take a few calls quickly. Our guests are here to answer your questions. This person, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you, please. You are live.
Yeah, so I'm Benjamin Horace, and I do call from Johnsonville. I want to say thanks to everybody in studio for the information being provided this morning, especially regarding HIV. So I have 2 or 3 questions. My first question is, so I'm a teacher, I'm a health science teacher, so this second period I was in the class teaching, and one of our subtopics has to do with HIV and AIDS. So one of the students asked a question. He said, for instance, if John has HIV and then his girlfriend doesn't have HIV, and then John has cut in his mouth, and his girlfriend doesn't have cut in her mouth, if the two of them kiss, and then the bloodstream from John's mouth enter his girlfriend's mouth, and then she swallowed it, will the girl contact the bar? And I was like, I mean, I couldn't give a definite answer.
Yeah, the teacher got stuck. It happens. It happens. Yeah.
Okay.
So
my next question.
Yeah, ask the next question.
Where exactly today will the test be conducted, and at what time? And if, for example, I go and do my test, will I receive the result today?
Okay. Did they hear me? Okay, that's all right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take more calls on 0777 700 995 0555 995 995. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I'm Joseph B. Kamara, the second calling from Georgia Government. I just want to recommend 2 things to the brother in studio concerning HIV and AIDS.
Okay.
I think it would be better that they take this awareness various hotspots in Liberia, to be precise, around Moreover is surrounding. So those various entertainment centers where we saw our young girls there for trade, money for sex, will be better.
Okay. Thank you. Let's take a few more. This person, good morning. Okay. This one is off. This one. Good morning. You are live. Go ahead. Oh. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Go ahead, please. You're live.
Yeah, my name is Isa M. Fondo, and I'm calling from Robert B. Howard, Bethesda. I am a laboratory technologist. I listened to your studio guest this morning, and then they presented very well. I must commend them. I just want to make a few comments. First, they said that HIV test is free, but not to all facilities, please. No. So maybe someone goes to another facility and say, oh, HIV test is free. But for private facility, people are buying test kits. And spending the money, know that they are doing it for business purposes. You have to get a profit from it. And secondly,
so he says it is happening that at private facilities, people are paying for it, for the test.
Private facilities, people are buying test kits, so definitely you have to get profit for it. So now everywhere, there are some people, NACD are supplying them test kit free of charge. So it's there free, but they are all private facilities. People are buying the test kit, so definitely it's a business you have to make money for it. So it's not free everywhere, please.
Okay, they will respond. They will respond to that, but I don't know how. They will respond to that. So just keep listening, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, another comment, please. Another comment.
Quickly,
they have
please.
the mention of people being tested after every 3 months, and so there is a new test kit that has been designed, which is the one before was determined, which will not have only detect the antibody. But now there's a new test kit that has been designed that detects both antigen and antibody, and this one detects antigen after 2 weeks of infection, maybe 1 month. So there's a possibility that time could be used any of 1 month period if a person gets tested after 1 month, they could still get tested again.
Okay.
Because there's a new test kit that has been designed that can detect the antigen and after infection and before the antibody is formed. So thank you very much.
Okay, let's take one more and go back to, I guess, this person. Good morning.
Yeah, Chief Daniel.
Let's hear you, please. You're live.
Presentation.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. My name is Mohammed M. Kanachion. I'm speaking to this morning on the program and number 16 months old. Let me appreciate your guest from the Health Minister Ango Mokiba from the HIV office. But I want to know all issues on the HIV test. Okay? Because believe that it shouldn't just be done with only in most other countries. Well, I want to ask this question: what are people are doing their testing within all of the health facilitation in the technical in all of rural areas? Because you notice that one of the coaches and made mention about some of the private institution that even taking cash from people pending to the HIV care.
Okay, thank you.
So they should go deep into that to better explain to the people private institutions that are taking money from people whether they have a fundament for them or what. That's
okay, thank you. So let's go back to our guest. So let's begin. We can begin by responding to the questions.
Yeah, so I want to answer a few of the questions, and then my colleague will join. The teacher that talk about the mode transmission through saliva kissing that the student has. So HIV is not
that student there.
that student did research. So HIV, once someone is infected, HIV lives in entire body fluid. You know, that contain blood, saliva, and the rest of it. But there are 4 fluids in the human body that HIV is very present. That way people get infected if you interact with those 4 fluids. That is the breast milk, if someone is infected with HIV, the vaginal fluid, the seminal fluid, and the blood. With those 4 means anyone gets in contact with or opening, they get infected with HIV. Through kissing, where someone have caught in their mouth, the chances of getting HIV is red, very red. It's not possible because the calculation is that a saliva with HIV blood should be like a gallon full. And then you have a cut in your mouth, and then you take in that entire gallon full of saliva to make sure that you get infected with HIV. That's teacher, that's your answer. And the third guy that talk about some facilities are buying test kits. The National AIDS and STI Control Program has reached out to all private facilities and told them these are test kits we want to give you if you are reporting to the HMIS, because that's the only way we count for the test kits. So if you're not reporting to the county health team of every month while you're doing your facilities, you'll realize NSC will not supply you with test kits. So few health facilities, private health facilities are actually reporting and NSCB are supplying them. So we don't expect them to be charging to do HIV tests. But those ones that have refused to be reporting to the HMIS for the counties they work in, then they usually buy it from other pharmacies around. And he also mentioned there's a test kit we brought in country last year. They call it the 4th generation. That test kit were very good in the country, but then the production we still have issue. They will have to resupply the country very soon. So that 4th generation test kit tests directly for HIV within 2 weeks of being exposed with HIV. And what other tests has been done in other counties? Yes, HIV test has been done in other counties. Once you get to a health facility or you see your peer educators, they will actually do your test for you. And moreover, we have now produced or introduced another test kit in the country. They call it the HIV self-test. That test is being used by an individual. It's not blood. It's something that you swipe your gum with. And that is the new test kit we are using to detect HIV as a first test in the country.
Okay. Is there any question that someone asked?
Yeah, so he was asking about the location for the testing today, the DSA is at Ministerial Complex.
Yeah.
And once you do your test, we have a new protocol that we call test and treat.
Yeah.
So you get your result right away. If you are reactive, you get on treatment that same day. Then in terms of the hotspots you're mentioning, the different CSO partners who work at different hotspots are those places where you can find the target group of people. So like Exodus, Renaissance, and all the different what do you call the place? Two Nation,
yeah.
All the different places, entertainment places you can think about. We have our peer educators, that go to those places. We also do what we call moonlight testing. We'll go out in the night and do tests for people, because sometimes in the day you'll not be able to find people, to be able to do, the test. So the other thing you're talking about in terms of testing, we have 2 approaches. We work at the level of the community and the facility. But at the same time, we also collaborate with the facility, because if there are people who want to be enroll at the facility, will also link you to that facility, so that not only for HIV, but if you start experiencing maybe some side effect from the drugs or what have you, you can see your clinician who will also help you. So that's why I just wanted to add up to some of the questions.
Okay, so just conclude with the...
So just to conclude, summarize what we're doing,
yeah.
I would like to firstly say that all of what you are seeing here today, talking about today, as I go through the whole time of celebrating the Warriors Day, beginning as of last week or this week, and even up to the 2nd, if you remember now this year, we will not be celebrating Warriors Day on the 1st because it will be on a Sunday. So the climax of the program will actually be on the Monday, of course, at the Visible Park. In the morning, on Monday morning, we'll gather by 7:30 on 11th Street, somewhere right around adjacent the Echo Bank, and we'll be marching to the football field at the Invisible Park, where we'll be having T-shirts and caps and the rest of it. We'll be having some other things there. There are other partners that are also supplying us. So for the media side, we started Sunday, November 20th. Where we had a press conference at our office. We had some media guys there with us, and we had a nice press conference. And at our press conference, the chair of the commission, Dr. Nuta, was able to spell correct, cleverly what all the activities we're going to be doing for the Warriors Day. Now, as I said, that was on the 20th. On the 22nd, we had the town hall meeting on where we call Star Base in the Bushel Island. I was part of that program. We were there. Where we're talking to opinion leaders, township commissioners, you name it, young people, youth, women leaders, and community as a whole. They were all there with us at Star Base on the 22nd. Of course, the media side, we started with True FM. That was on the 25th. We had True FM on the same thing we're doing this morning. Of course, the next day we also at Spoon in Congo Town. After Spoon, yesterday we were at Trump FM with the same media program. Also today we are here today at Trump FM.
So to just conclude in wrap up the venue for all the activities for the outreaches and testing. Currently, the team will be at Ministerial Complex in Congo Town doing the test there. On Friday, we'll be at Miami Beach, ELW Road. And Saturday, we'll be at Park Open Junction. And on Sunday, we'll be conducting testing at the PHP Park. And then on Monday, we'll be at Invisible Park.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you this morning for coming to share breakfast with us. Officials there from the National AIDS Commission, we have Mr. Zuba T. Morba. He's the Director for Decentralization, the National AIDS Commission. Evans L. Adofo, Executive Director, Stop AIDS in Liberia. We also had here with us T. Dia Nyemplu. He is a focal person at RECB. CC Officer of PrEP here in Liberia, and with the Ministry of Health as well. Thanks for coming, and we hope to celebrate World AIDS Day together, making progress towards reducing HIV AIDS in Liberia. Thank you very much. We are getting this news coming in that Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson has passed away, and this has been confirmed by our Nimba County correspondent Franklin Dolokwe. So let's reach out to Franklin and talk to him more on this sad news from Nimba County. We have Franklin on the line. Franklin, good morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning. What is the news about Senator Prince Johnson death? We are hearing this and seeing a lot of posts on social media.
Yes, as we speak, Nima is so sad this morning, even at the Polytechnic College where he built. This news has been confirmed by the family member. Well, they told OKFN that yes, the senator died this morning, even though he left from Nima yesterday after he have a program where he named his only children in honor of the day to leave or president. So finally, he left Nima yesterday and he died early this morning at his residence in Monrovia.
In Monrovia here, what did they say as to whether he was sick or not?
Well, there's no confirmed about it, they are trying to put things in place before they can come up with their official statement. But I've been confirmed here that the senator died early this morning.
You talk about people gathering at the school he built in Nimba County. Can you describe more about the streets of Nimba? How are people reacting to this news?
The place is very sad. Most of the business people, they are closing their business facility to the public. So even the polytechnic school that I went there this morning, the place is completely empty. The students are sad after the news hit them this morning.
And he was just in the county. What was he doing in the county before, coming back to Monrovia?
Well, he has a program over the weekend where he's paid an auditorium year for the BYG Polytechnic University in Kanta, where the late Togolese president, according to him, said when you were doing the civil war, the late president helped him to write the first book or the Gunla Liberate a Shooting Rule. It was from that by draft. He invited the late Togolese president's son. When the president's son was under, he sent the minister of education from Togo, or Togolese minister of education was here over the weekend. But after the program, it was yesterday he left from over and he died early this morning.
Okay, Franklin, we will get back to you subsequently for details on this development.
Thank you, President.
Okay, so that is it. Sad news for the people of Nimba County. That news coming in that Senator of Nimba County, Prince Johnson, has passed away, and that is something very, 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 very much serious. And our condolences to the people of Nimba County. Senator Johnson is one of the longest serving senators of Nimba County, former presidential candidate. He has been one of the major force in Liberia's political arena, supporting all of the candidates who have emerged as winner in post-war Liberia. We'll continue to bring you more details on that development here on OKFM, but now we have our guest here already from the B.W. Harris. Well, let's take this jingle quickly, then we go over to have conversation.
Watch out, Spartans! The B.W. Harris Convention 2024 is here, and it's time for the ultimate homecoming celebration under the theme Reconnect, Recommit, and Reinvent. Spartans, this is your call to duty. It's time to honor the legacy of B.W. Harris School, the place that shaped you into who you are today. The school that has given you so much now call upon you to give back. Reconnect with old friends, recommit to our shared mission, and reinvest in the future of B.W. Harris. Calendar of events. Day 1, Sport Day, November 30, Saturday. Join us at the Don Bosco Youth Center, New Matadi, for a day of fierce competition and Spartan pride, football, kickball, and basketball tournaments featuring male and female teams. We'll see alumni associations from across the city battling it out for the ultimate trophy. Participating associations include Lot Kere Alumni Association, Cathedral Alumni Association, BWI Alumni Association, Rex Institute Alumni Association. Others are CWA Alumni Association, Jimmy Jolocon Alumni Association, Revelation SDA Alumni Association, and the St. Teresa's Convent Alumni Association. Day 2, Thanksgiving service, December 1 on Sunday. Gather at the Trinity Cathedral on Broad Street at 10 a.m. for a heartfelt service of thanks. Put on your Illumina Lapa and join us in gratitude for the legacy of B.W. Harris. Day 3, Grand Parade, December 5, Thursday. Swag your B.W. Harris uniform and get ready to march. The parade kicks off at 9 a.m. at the B.W. Harris School and winds through the streets of Monrovia, ending at the school campus. Let's show the city our Spartan spirit. Day 4, White Night, December 6, Friday. An evening of reflection, recognition, and celebration. Come dressed to impress in all white as we honor the achievements of our fellow Spartans at 7 p.m. Day 5, business session and banquet dinner, December 7, Saturday. The day begins with a pivotal business session on campus at 10 a.m., then at 6 p.m., join us at the Ministerial Complex for a banquet dinner and ball night. Tables are available for purchase at $250 United States dollars and $500 United States dollars. Reserve yours today. Day 6, Grand Jamboree, December 8th on Sunday. We close our convention with an epic celebration at Chris Massaquoi Beach on the Robertsfield Highway. It's time to relax in the sand. Spartans, star. B.W. Harris, the Une High School on Broad Street. Get ready to reconnect, recommit, and reinvest in the future of B.W. Harris. Once a Spartan, always a Spartan. We will see you there.
Okay, welcome back to the OK Morning Rush on OK FM 99.5. And as you listen to the song there, it means you should be getting ready. And we're going to talk more about the Spartans with Frances Arading Greaves. She is the B.W. Harris Alumni Association coordinator. She's here with me this morning to talk more. But just a reminder that we announced earlier that Senator Prince Johnson of Nimba County has died. That was confirmed by family sources to our Nimba County correspondent Franklin Dolokwe. But let's go into our discussion. Madam Greaves, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Clarence.
This is Joseph.
Oh, Joseph. Okay.
Clarence is not here today.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Joseph.
Sorry.
How are you doing? How is the Alumni Association of the B.W. Harris?
I'm doing great and very enthusiastic for the upcoming convention, as this is the second that we are hosting in Monrovia.
Okay. And how did you guys organize? I usually hear about the B.W. Harris Alumni Association, and most of the things that other institutions are doing is something that you guys began. How did you guys come together with so much support? It's actually difficult to bring together alumni.
Well, B.W. Harris is one of a kind, and it's hard to even copy. However, the spirit of Spartanism is a spirit that is connected to our former principal, the late Father Edward G. W. King. He was that force in the 70s and 80s that stimulated people within the walls of B.W. Harris at the time. And he always told us that we were a family. So as a family, each student in the school was a brother and a sister. And we, under his leadership, we cultivated that particular saying. And regardless of whatever year you graduated, as long as we get to know that you came through the walls of B.W. Harris, there is a connection that is hard to explain. And that's where the coin comes in: once a Spartan, always a Spartan. Whether you went to B.W. Harris for one semester or for 12 years,
you're a Spartan.
You're a Spartan.
That is so much great. So this year, before we go to the activities, which class did you come from? It seems to be
I'm a member
graduated
of
a long time.
No, yeah. We celebrated our 40th anniversary in 2021.
Oh, wow.
I graduated with a class of 8 to 81, which is known as the Ujamaa class.
Wow.
And unfortunately, we just lost the student council president of that class.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
So, I mean, it's a bittersweet moment for us.
Okay. So now tell us about the activities lined up for this year's event. You've been hosting several other events in order to bring the school to the Alumni Association together. Tell us about this year's.
Like I said, this is the second of our convention. We had the first one in 2021. And 2021, our convention was second to none. That was the first time that the old Spartans wore their uniform and drilled along the principal street of Monrovia. And since that time, all other schools have copied us. But this year, we have spiced it with different, even though we'll be in our uniform, but we have spiced it in with other activities. So we can say to our other alumni, get ready to copy. We don't mind being the trailblazer.
You want to lead the way, others follow.
Exactly. So about this year's convention, the theme is reconnect, recommit, and it's three. Just a minute. Yes, so this year's convention is basically to encourage members of the association that haven't been active to get active, but also to ensure that at the end of the day, we bring to bear our whole dynamics in helping the younger students that are presently enrolled at the B.W. Harris School. Recently, during the 64th gala anniversary of the school, we also had a parade and parade along with the students, because the whole hallmark of this thing is to ensure that we make the students to feel important and committed to the spirit of Spartanism. And so this year we have several activities highlighted, starting with this Saturday, November 30th. This Saturday, November 30th, we'll be having what we call the Alumni Sports Day, and we'll be playing other alumni association.
Okay.
The SDA, Pinsville, Jimmy Jilukon, and a few others. I don't have the full detail because my colleague Dasha here was supposed to talk about that. Then on Sunday, we have to give thanks to God because He is the one who has sustained our school for the past 64 years. So we are going to the cathedral, Trinity Cathedral, which is the mother church of B.W. Harris. And we're going to give God thanks for bringing us thus far as a school and as an association. Then after the service, we'll pause. And when we come back, we hit Monrovia with our parade.
Okay.
And our parade is going to take us through the principal streets of Monrovia, painting a blue and white.
You guys will be dressing in your
just wait
normal,
and see. We
normal
are not giving you no. I'm giving you no.
You don't want to give clue.
No. Just wait and see. You will see what we have been. But basically, our desire is to stimulate school spirit.
Okay.
School spirit, many times people tell you, oh, I paid my dues at the school I went to, my parents pay my school fee, I don't owe obligation. But notwithstanding, we've recognized as Spartans that to be able to help the students that are presently in the school to get that spirit that you had when you were in school, that camaraderie, that relationship, the thing that made you want to be in that school and graduate from that school, there was something that stirred you up, right? Or stir your parents up to put you in that school.
Yeah.
That spirit needs to come back, because one of the things we have observed is that students don't have the kind of school spirit that existed 20, 30 years ago. So we want students to take ownership. And that's what B.W. Harris Alumni Association is doing. Recently, we did a renovation of our school, the nurses' office, the nurses' clinic, and several other areas in the school, the bathrooms and all. Because you cannot use a restroom that have been there for 25 years. We're all bringing it up to standard. So those are the things that money is generated from activities from the association goes towards.
Okay.
Also, we have what is known as the Capital Campaign. The Capital Campaign really is the source by which we support our school. It was initially launched in 2021 in the States by the Alumni Association in America. And the Alumni Association in America been having convention. I think they have had close to about maybe 20 or so convention or more. But the intention for the convention in America is to also support the school, because that is something, like I said, we are a family. So whether you are in Liberia or in America,
it's not restricted to only people in Liberia.
No. Liberians from here, when they go to the States and they are there for the convention time, they drive to the state that is hosting that convention that year. Okay. Similarly, in Liberia, when we are having our convention, if there are Spartans in Monrovia at the time, they participate. In fact, right now, as we speak, we have what is called the convention package that has our T-shirts, stickers, and other things. And members of the association in the States that are interested in identifying with the association in Liberia are also purchasing the convention package.
Okay.
So we are a family.
Now, this is something that a lot of people, you talk about, and sometimes people think that they have paid their school fees, they pay their dues or whatsoever requirements to the schools, so they don't owe the school anything. But you think that we actually owe our school because we've benefited a lot from it.
Exactly. And let me say this to you, my dear. Just as you will want for your parents to benefit from you, it's the same thing. The teachers, people that help to mold you. It's not only your parents could have kept you home. You didn't have to go to school. They could have kept you home.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, you will not have the education. But they chose a school that you are proud to say, I'm an alumni of that school. So if you are an alumnus of that school, it's not a forced thing. And that's why I say BW Harris is just a different school. It's just a different school. There is this relationship, this bonding that as soon as you say I'm a Spartan, it sends a different kind of, I don't know if emotion or what, but it's like a magnet. It attracts. And I think one of the things that helped us with that as well is that over the years, in the 70s, in the 80s, and even since the school reopened in 1993 and up until now, we have been trailblazer in the sports arena. Throughout these decades that have called, BW Harris was one of these schools when it came to sports, especially basketball.
Others would disagree. Other schools will want to challenge.
They can go ahead. We have the track record. We still have trophies from those years.
Okay. So, but other schools will want to challenge you. So now
I'm free to take on a challenge.
So
but I'm speaking facts.
Do you think you still possess what you used to?
We still, because just in June this year, our boys and girls won the high school basketball tournament. That's why I said we are trailblazers. Yes, other schools have won, but this year we can boldly and proudly say BW Harris is Spartans. So that's why our song says we never fear no foe. We go to a fight because we are soldiers. We go for the purpose of winning.
That's a concept. So tell us about the Alumni Association. Those who have not been able to get on board, how do they get on board? And what's your encouragement to them in ensuring that they form part of this initiative?
Well, we have a chat room.
Okay.
And the chat room has close to about 700 members, and we're encouraging other Spartans to join and become a member. We also have a website. It's the BW Harris Alumni Association Liberia. And that was just hoisted a couple of months ago. We are still flooding it with information and other events, activities of the association. Additionally, we We also have what is known as our Facebook page. That also, it was running up to a certain point, but unfortunately, a few months ago, somebody tried to hack it. So we are refurbishing that page. To get involved with the association, because we are planning for convention now, just get involved with the convention. During convention, identify people who are administrators of the WhatsApp Facebook page, and they will add you on our page, and all information always go in there for whatever events, whatever activities we may be having. We also have the leadership that was inducted in September last year. They have a commitment to rebrand and refurbish the school. So presently, like I said, we just did some work and we are still doing it. That's what the funds from the convention will go to. We also upgrading the classes. We are working closely with the principal and the administration of the school to be able to ensure that the students come up with a real feel, a home away from home feeling when they go to school. Because you spend more than half of your time
in
school. It's the same thing when you go to work. When you get older, you get to work. The hours you spend at work, the hours you spend at school is very minute. It's very long as compared to your parents or your home. So there is a need to make the younger Spartans feel as comfortable as possible. And we have a very industrious principal, a person of vision, and she's really assisting in improving the school, working with all the different stakeholders as far as the school is concerned.
Okay, let me take you on the journey, because we all have gone to school before, and in different eras. You graduated from high school like 42 years ago. What will you say about school nowadays, and during your time in the 80s when you were in school? What did you have then at your advantage, and what students nowadays do not have? Or what do you think we can borrow from that time to add it to our days to make it special?
First and foremost, we have committed teachers. Teachers who wanted to see the students that they are imparting knowledge to become somebody. And that's the disappointment some of us have when we look around and see the challenges with the students, especially when you come to what is known as sex for grades. Because
it was not something that used to happen?
Maybe it happened, but it was hard to even identify.
Okay.
So with the commitment of the teachers, you found that students did not want to be left behind. Secondly, as far as B.W. Harris was concerned, we had what is called competition. I mentioned the former principal that ignited the spirit of Spartanism in us. During his tenure at B.W. Harris, what he did was he did a regular opportunity for double promotion.
Okay.
And what he did was, if
that motivated competition among students.
Yes. What he did was, when you enter a new class and you start the school year, after the first marking period, and your grades are so high and you hit principal list, you automatically have the opportunity to go to the next class. Because he felt that if you did not go to the next class, they were holding you back from achieving. So, also, he was a person who believed that all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. So, when it came to sports, he supported the schools, the students that went to play. He will provide everything it takes to make sure that the students win the basketball or football or whatever, but B.W. Harris is well known for basketball. And he had this, even though you may be the best player, but your education was something he did not play with. You must be able to perform, no matter how challenging your education was. It was first priority when it comes to sport. There were people who were suspended from playing sports because they did not make the grade mark. Yeah. Then also, this guy was a force to reckon with. Do you know that he used to even whip students in the auditorium when we went for morning devotion? So these were some of the things that have stirred us up. And many times when those of us that were in class around that time will always say, oh, okay, we just, reminisce about the times in the school. So again, the purpose of us being here is to talk about our upcoming convention. And I stopped to the drilling or parade on the 5th of December. On the 6th of December, we have what is known as the White Night. And the White Night is a memory lane of camaraderie between students that went through the walls of B.W. Harris. And every time we have a convention, we identify Spartans that will be honored, that have done or made some hallmark in society or in their career goal. And so I think this year we're supposed to be honoring close to about 20 to 25 persons and during the White Night. Then the following day, which is the 7th, we have a business session in the morning. And the business session is to review the association, where we are, what we have achieved, and how we intend to go forward. And then from there, we will also will be going to the evening session, which is the grand ball of the convention. That will be held at the E. Ellen Johnson Ministerial Complex. And if people are getting their convention package, the tickets for all the events are in it. But if in an event you do not have a convention package, then you need to purchase your ticket. The ticket for the dinner is $30. The ticket for the White Night is $15. And all other events is $5.
Okay. So now
and then I'm not finished.
Okay.
And then after the dinner, then you have what is called the cooling off session on Sunday, December 8th.
The name sounds good.
Yeah, after all the excitement.
Cooling off. So what will be happening at the cooling off?
That will be a beach jamboree.
Okay.
And the beach jamboree will be on Sunday, December 8th at the Chris Massacre Beach along the Robertsville Highway, adjacent the Silver Beach.
Okay. You have invited other schools, for sporting activities. Are those schools also invited to other activities?
Yes, they are welcome.
Okay.
The flyers are all over. All they have to do is to contact the numbers on the letters that we wrote them, and they will definitely be able to get the tickets to enter, whatever.
Okay. No, the schools you have invited, were they rivals in terms of sports and academic?
Well, in recent time, yes.
Okay.
Because some of them are very young.
Okay.
But in the older days, we had schools like St. Patrick's, CWA, St. Teresa's Convent, Cathedral, MC, Wells Helston. Those were the rivalry up until the war. But then after the war, other schools started coming up. And so, again, because B.W. Harris has a history. In 1990, we were unfortunate that our school was a hub for the ECOMOG soldiers that came to Liberia to help maintain the peace. And because the interim government at the time was at Duka, B.W. Harris became a base. So from 1990 to the end of 1992, it was a challenge to open school. But fortunately, by the end of 92, they left, and we had to repair and do some work, and school reopened in 1993. And the first, because what happened was that the school at the time, they could not vouch for the seniors to say, I'm giving you a diploma because you went through the halls of B.W. Harris. So they started school and they cut off at 9th grade. So from 93, we did not have a set of graduates until 1998. The first set of graduates after the war came out in 1998. And since then, we have not had any gaps in graduation.
That's good. Okay, is there anything you'd like to talk before we go to the line? I know Spartans want to
I think I've covered everything.
Okay.
So I will just wait for them to ask the questions.
Okay, so Spartans out there, you can call us on 0777 700 995 0555 995 995. Your homecoming celebration is coming up. We've been listening more this morning here, so you can call and interact with Madam Frances Aradine Greaves, and she is the coordinator of the Alumni Association.
Alumni Convention.
Alumni Convention. So let's take a few calls. Good morning.
Morning.
Let's hear you, please. You're live.
Okay, I'm Dr. Dustina Cooper. I'm the president of the Alumni Association. I just got into the country last night and then need a little bit tired. So I've been in studio with Managri.
Okay.
Was I able to? I just want to join my voice to my president emeritus. She used to be the alumni president before.
Okay.
To call on all Spartans to join us at this convention. She has said most of the things. We are enthusiastic about this convention. As she said, we'll be painting Moreover blue and white. Spartan out there, come, let's celebrate. And do it with the Spartan way.
Okay.
You know, we lead another photo. And we are the only school on Broad Street.
Only high school.
Why about the other schools out there?
No, school on Broad Street.
I even said no other school on Broad Street.
Name the school on Broad Street.
You have Katina.
Katina is not Broad Street, it's on Ashford Street. Check from Broad Street down here to Broad Street stop right here, no school.
Okay, we have to. We have
Peter Clever is the only school on Broad Street in Buchanan.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Jackson George, and I'm the executive director of the Joseph Newman Boygas Foundation.
Okay. And you are an alumni of the school?
No, actually, St. Peter Clever. I think that's the best school in Liberia. St. Peter Clever in Buchanan, Grand Master County. I think that's the best school in the whole country. We don't want to get into that debate, right?
I beg to differ.
Let's just move forward.
We have our historical information.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, you were taking calls, so let's take the calls.
Okay.
I think you had a guest. He used you to come into, so.
Oh, let's. So the numbers are 0777 700 995 0555 995 995 to call in this morning if you are an alumnus of the B.W. Harris. You can call in this morning on the show. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're live.
My name is Ramata Koka. I am the co-chair for the convention 2024.
Mm-hmm.
B.W. Harris Episcopal High School Alumni Association.
And which class? Which class you representing?
What class?
Yes.
Oh, I graduated 2001.
Oh, okay.
On the Noble High School, the only high school on Broad Street.
I said so we fact check that particular claim you're making.
Exactly, please do. I want to add my voice to the voice of all other Spartans that want to encourage all of us to be a part of this 1 in a million convention. It will be something that you don't want to miss. As my Spartan, I already said it all. We are starting on Saturday. on the 30th of November, and we're going to end on the 8th of December. So please come, Spartans, come and have a great time, and let's make our school great again. Thank you, and have a blessed time.
Okay, we'll be here watching, to know what will be happening.
Thank you.
This person, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, you are live. Go ahead. Are you a Spartan?
I'm not a Spartan, but I just called to and appreciate the guys. But I want to differ with him about the best schooling. Like I can see they are following our full path.
We established an Illuminati bit.
We really need to go in. I told you, I said people will disagree with you as soon as they come.
At least people learning from us now. Other schools to follow our full path. Thank you.
Okay, let's hear this person. Good morning. This one. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Are you a Spartan?
I'm not a Spartan. I'm a politics. I'm a politics then. College for West Africa.
Okay. The person they are the best.
Let me just appreciate your studio, guys. First of all, let me just come and I'm calling for edition number 14. I'm in and out of the College of West Africa, which had to do with the talk. But let me appreciate your studio girls for their elaboration, for what they are discussing. It's very important us as a librarian and as a student. It makes us think about back in the days when we were in high school. So it's a program for us to see. But I listen to one of the studio girls. I think somebody said that for you, then she said that for create space. Then you indulge, please. You gotta take it easy with me, and you see how best our program will be successful. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you as well. Let's take a few more and we'll go back to our guests. The numbers are 0777 700 995, 0555 995 995. Where are the Spartans? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, let's hear you. Are you a Spartan?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you quickly. Which class?
I'm summatively in the class of 2011-2012.
Okay.
Simple paratus. Meaning we are always prepared. Class of simple paratus. Let me send my appreciation to the Spartan there. And we know that our school is always the #1 school in Liberia.
Others will surely disagree with you, my man.
we know the Spartan. When we say the Spartan, they are the giant of Africa. We believe that our school is the #1 in Africa and #1 in Liberia. So we will be there in full. We will support the sanity and dignities of the Spartans and all Spartans. We are encouraging you guys to come, please, home and abroad. We ask you to come to celebrate a triumphant Spartans Day to tell the Liberian people that we are the greatest.
Okay, thank you. We are the greatest. Let's take one more, then we'll go back to our guest. This one coming in. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, this is the voice of Russian Paulo. A Spartan class of 99-2000. And the fact that we are the best is the fact. I mean, those days, I was a member of the basketball team, and we defeated many of the other high school in Monrovia.
People will say it's just a claim. It's not a fact. Self-proclaimed best.
The records are there. The records are there. And congratulations to the team. Congratulations to the convention team. We will be there.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's go there. Let's go back to our guest. Let's go back to our guest. Okay, so let's just hit the promo quickly, then we just wrap.
Watch out, Spartans! The B.W. Harris Convention 2024 is here, and it's time for the ultimate homecoming celebration under the theme Reconnect, Recommit, and Reinvent. Spartans, this is your call to duty. It's time to honor the legacy of B.W. Harris School, the place that shape you into who you are today. The school that has given you so much now call upon you to give back. Reconnect with old friends, recommit to our shared mission, and reinvest in the future of B.W. Harris. Calendar of events. Day 1, Sport Day, November 30, Saturday. Join us at the Don Bosco Youth Center, New Matadi, for a day of fierce competition and Spartan pride. Football, kickball, and basketball tournaments featuring male and female teams will see alumni associations from across the city battling it out for the ultimate trophy. Participating associations include Lord Carey Alumni Association, Cathedral Alumni Association, BWI Alumni Association, Rex Institute Alumni Association. Others are CWA Alumni Association, Jimmy Jolocon Alumni Association, Revelation SDA Alumni Association, and the St. Teresa's Convent Alumni Association. Day 2, Thanksgiving service, December 1 on Sunday. Gather at the Trinity Cathedral on Broad Street at 10 a.m. for a heartfelt service of thanks.
Okay, so we have to take it down because of time and go back to Madam Frances Grease. You listen to the callers, just wrap up quickly.
Let me express my thanks and appreciation to the OK family for having us here this morning. And we'd like to encourage all Spartans, wherever you are, at least try to attend one event. Okay. We are all busy. However, we just want this camaraderie or Spartanism to reign, because B.W. Harris is a school that is second to none. The only high school on Broad Street from Crown Hill to Snapper Hill. There isn't any high school on Broad Street. So again, we are the famous Spartans. We fear no foe. Let's go. Let's make Monrovia blue and white. Let's do the best we can for our alma mater. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the OK Morning Rush. My name is Joseph Daniels. And we will talk to you when we talk to you. We're coming up, we'll bring you more information on the passing of Nimba County Senator Prince Johnson. As I speak to you, family members and supporters and all the well-wishers are gathering at his home in Painesville. And we also spoke with our correspondent, telling us that people are also gathering there in Nimba County at the school that he built. There'll be a lot of angle to this story, and we will continue to report more as we go by. But do have yourself a wonderful day. My name is Joseph Daniels. Until we talk again, do have yourself a wonderful time from Monrovia.